I'm sound. Nice t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Favourite band. Brilliant.
I
How you
mean,
doing?
greatest band of all time. I don't
Oh,
care what.
amazing. Amazing. Apart from yourselves, of course.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
How's it going over there?
It's going good, brother. We had a great rehearsal last night, getting ready for our next one on Friday. We got a show this Friday, so getting excited.
Oh, that's
Excited.
tremendous.
Yes, yes.
That's
How you
great.
how you guys doing out there?
It's very hot at the
Yeah.
moment. Seeing in
Yeah.
England, we ain't used to this sort of weather.
Yeah, I was seeing the news the other day. Was saying you guys have like record heat numbers for like the last couple of weeks. You guys been very hot over there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we've been going around in shorts and mankinis and all sorts, and we're getting away with it.
Man, King is nice, brother.
I thought I'd leave mine off tonight. I don't want to disturb you or anything you say.
Get it? Get any singles when you're walking down the streets from those old ladies, dropping some singles down at the kitty there?
They chase you around here. That's the only problem.
Yes, brother, that's awesome. But thank you for having me on, brother. I really appreciate this. This is awesome.
So, you want to give us a bit of information about your band, how you get started and how everything turned up?
Oh, well, I started this band in 1998 with another guitarist, Angel Vega, and a drummer named Randy. Started like a side project, and then from there it just got more serious. Where for me it was just not something just to jam. I really wanted to do this. I felt like I found a calling playing music and stuff like that. So I've been at it since 1998. We did one of our early recordings in 2000, and did some shows locally. Traveled, around the tri-state area here in New York, and been doing it since. A lot grayer now.
We all have, mate. We all have. Colby's got a lot to do, a lot to answer for. How comes you had such a big gap between your first album and this new one?
Well, I know we don't really talk about, we have 3 albums, but the ones that people are more familiar with is the Aftermath we did in 2009. There was an earlier album in the early 2000s we did. It was just so hard to find bandmates. It was like the constant rotation of musicians where we kept falling behind. And every time we would start working on new material for an idea of an album, we got caught up doing shows, and then I lost musicians. And for some reason, in the area I live of New York, it was always hard to find musicians to play this style of metal compared to maybe like thrash or death metal, which was a lot more popular and people were doing more on my side. And it was just a constant rotation of changes and then working on stuff and getting the musicians and then playing out, because guys were tired of being in the studio. They wanted to do shows. And I said, we can't keep putting stuff on them. And then, so it kind of dragged on like that. That was one of the main reasons why the kind of large gap.
All right. Because Aftermath's about 9/11, isn't it?
Yeah, it has a lot of things and experiences I've went through at the time. Dear friend of mine's in the towers that day, Pete Negron. My wife's best friend, that she grew up with them from when they were kids, from junior high school and high school. And that day was very tough because I was right down the block from when it happened. I saw the planes actually go in. And so it got me where it was very personal to me. So when I wrote some of the stuff for the Aftermath, I try to write about the things and my feelings and the events that were going on and what transpired and stuff like that during that time and all the emotions I went through personally.
So your new album, In the Name of Freedom, is that down the same sort of aisle? Are you still singing about the same sort of thing, or has it expanded any?
Well, I kind of branched off where it was kind of continuation of the Aftermath, but it dealt with more kind of things of with the soldiers. Like I kept in mind, because I have like half my family serves in the military. I have my nephews out there now serving in the military, and just the things like a lot of our military, how they go out there and they do all the sacrifice, and sometimes they come back home and they treated like they're worthless. You know, they come back to nothing, and they're
Yeah.
like, and their sacrifices are the ultimate sacrifice for any country, and they should be treated as such. You know, with honor and respect. So a lot of stuff I kind of went towards that direction with some of these songs. Also, where you hear like "Enough is Enough," you know, that's something I wrote about. You know, especially from like the Obama eras to now, how the gas prices, oil prices, how this all, and even today, look what we're going through now.
Oh yeah.
Everything is affecting globally, everybody's economies and everything else. So I try to touch different little topics of what affects us personally, our countries, our economics, you know, and kind of went on there.
You describe yourself as power metal. I'll take it.
Yeah, we're like, I always say we're a power slash metal band
Mm.
because when I've had a keyboardist, we've had the elements of the power metal elements, but also that classic metal at the same time.
Mm.
Always, you know, power metal, try to get in that category right there in the mix of like that classical metal church vein, early Halloween,
Yeah.
big into Iced Earth at the same time. And then came across bands like Ed Guy and Stratovarius and a lot of these premier power metal bands, Blind Guardian. And my all-time favorite, who probably is the godfather of us all, Iron Maiden. You know, you can't get any better than that. I mean,
That is true. It must be
no,
true. I've been to see him 38 times. So,
it,
um,
uh,
your new album's released on Pure Steel Records. How did that collaboration come about?
we were actually in discussions. We had a friend of ours who told us about the label, Jeff Rose, and kind of put us in connections with the owners of Pure Steel Records. And I think the year prior to us signing, or that year we signed, we went on tour with Metal Church. And from there, you know, after we did that tour, we contacted Pure Steel Records. They decided to give us a contract, and we went into the studios and we did Name of Freedom, and we released it in 2020. And good old pandemic shut it down.
It's got a lot to answer for, eh? That bugger has.
This, I mean, it couldn't. We did the promotions. We hired a PR guy. I mean, we were getting bites like all over the country, all over the world, picking us up. We did a lot of interviews. And I got into a Ram 1500 truck. I traded in my car, rolled over 8 parents because we were going on the road. So I needed a big truck for the big guys in my band. Lo and behold, pandemic shuts it all down.
And now the big guys in your band ain't so big.
Yeah, man. I'm like, my God, I got into this payment in this truck and all this, and I could have just waited. If it would have happened 1 month sooner, I would never got into my truck, be paying the money I'm paying for it today.
You'll soon make it back. I mean, we've been listening to your album, and it is phenomenal. It is a brilliant album. Who done all the artwork for it? I mean, the artwork's amazing.
Oh, Jorge found the guy online. I forget where he got. I'm not sure if he was from Indonesia or something like that. We got him online, and we sent him like the kind of concept and idea what we had for the album.
Mm.
And this guy came out with this awesome artwork. I mean, we did the inlay and everything that on the album. It's something else. You know, it's pretty cool.
It's phenomenal. I mean, I must admit that. Is all the rest of the members of the band the same way as you feel about 9/11, or do they want to forget it, like, or promote it, or?
Well, you know, they felt the same way I felt, even though some of the band members when I originally wrote that are no longer here.
Mm.
But the current band members that we have today, like myself, Jorge, you know, we know how devastating it was and how we felt about it and how it affected us all, you know. And the band members that we played it, you know, we played it with pride, and we were hoping that the message get out. I just wish that album, you know, would have had the push, because we were signed on a small little label, and I'm not gonna badmouth him because I don't want him to try to come after me or sue me. But he didn't do his part, you know, what he had in the contract. So I had to get us out that contract, and it was a stalemate after that, because after that we went through again a rotational change like a year later, and try to rebuild the band, find the right guys, and find the guys that want to do this. And yeah, we're not teenagers anymore, but we love to do this. Being on the road was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. It was awesome. The fans were amazing. And outside New York City, not to badmouth New York City, but it was just a whole different animal going outside New York and seeing people from the ages of 15, 16 to 60, almost 70 years old in some of these shows, banging it and having a great time. It was awesome.
It's quite a diverse audience, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a great. I mean, playing with Metal Church, those guys were awesome. They were great.
Yes, it was very sad about the singer dying.
Yeah,
that will be truly missed.
Absolutely. And we were actually when the album dropped, if I'm not mistaken, we were going on tour with Doro. We had a show with Whiplash. We had a show with Flotsam lined up. We had another local. So I think we had 7-8 dates for the second tour that we were finally going to do. And then I think Metal Church was contemplating going on tour again that summer. And I think we were trying to work and get on the tour with them again. And man, I tell you, it's unbelievable how this whole virus thing just killed everything.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's the metal scene like in America now that everybody's getting back out there now?
I would say it really it's so diverse, especially in New York City. I mean, it changed a lot after the like early 90s or whatever, where a lot of our clubs have closed. And now with the pandemic, we've lost even more clubs here in New York City. A lot of famous places, a lot of places have closed. I mean, so it's a hit and miss, especially for like us who are coming up and about, where we're trying to build that fan base and stuff, because these kids want to be on their phones all damn day. They want to be, then 21 and over limits the capacity of a lot of the especially smaller clubs, that they don't want to take a chance with anyone under 21 because they're liquor licensed. So you really got to push to get people in 21 and over. And it makes it sometimes difficult for bands to find homes and find places to really congregate. But the known bands, like where you get the Testaments, the Halloweens, the Maidens, arenas are sold out. I mean, the metal scene's here, the fans are here. Sometimes I would say the support for upcoming and underground bands is not as strong as if you're a famous band on Noise Records or coming your world tour from Europe or somewhere. So it varies. It's like a hit and miss here.
Because we noticed some of the big bands that are out, like Megadeth with Lamb of God and Trivium with them, and these are massive names that have headlined themselves.
Yeah,
and they just seem to be everybody's together. Exodus and Death Angel. It's amazing. Some of the
that's when you see these bands come in. I mean, I would die if I could play in front of their audience.
You never know. You never know.
I mean, to be on a stage like with icons like that. I mean, we've played with Fate's Warning, which is another great band, and one of my favorite bands for the longest time. We played with Stryper, big influence over me vocally, just like Bruce Dickinson, Jeff Tate of Queensryche. And to see bands like that come together and go out there and play finally after 2 years and draw. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, metal's dead in America. I said, no, it's not. The scene is just as big as it's always been. It's just that, especially here in New York City, with like the closure of all of our clubs, a lot of the clubs closed down. I mean, it's just like you can't. A lot of people leave in New York because they can't afford it here. A lot of these clubs are closing down because they can't afford to keep their doors open. And it's just really tough. So we're lucky that we got this show on Lucky 13 has kept their doors open. It's a great place to play. It's our first time playing with them. We're headlining the show. We get over our set, and I'm still stoked. I can't wait.
Not tremendous. I hope it all goes well.
Thank you, brother.
What's your tour going to be? Have you any more tour dates after that?
Well, we're going to probably, after this show, if we don't pick up anything, we're probably going to start working on this next album, like really getting the next album. and focus on that. I mean, if something pops up along the way, we're all for it. You know, we will grab it in a heartbeat. We're trying to get a couple of more shows. One in New Jersey, a place called Dingbats, and we're working on this place called PJ's up in Westchester. Some local stuff, but we're looking forward to. We were trying to get on the leg with Yngwie Malmsteen recently, but we weren't picked up by that. So a lot of times through the promoters we know, we get things thrown at us, and if the dates are feasible and we could do it, we jump on it and we make the offer. You know, we want it or not, and then it's on the band after that, the band and management, if they want to have us on with them.
Well, there's loads of places still left at Wacken.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh, dude, if that could happen, I tell you, just put the hole in the ground right there. Put singer of Lost Legacy, David. Oh man. I mean, it was like I remember when Tobias came down with Avantasia. I saw them there, one show in Manhattan, 3 hours nonstop metal.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
He has a number of singers, that one, within there, though. I mean, he can get away with it.
Yeah, he had the singer from Mr. Big, Michael Kiske, I think, was there. It was just so many of them. Even the guitarists, I forget their name. These guys were singing, and I'm like, I didn't know who to watch. I'm like, right, since I did it up on stage, I'm like, holy crap, these guys are freaking amazing. They're such good bands, man. So it's good to see that. I wish they'd come back, you know.
Well, you never know. Any chance of you playing the UK lately?
Listen, if from your lips to God's ears, we would love to come down. We would love to come.
We got a lovely place down here, KK Downing's, Judas Priest.
Oh my!
He's just down the road from us.
Oh,
well, there's been Jeff Tate and all them that have just been playing in there. Burroughs just played there.
Just played there?
Yeah, with Michael Schenker. So, you know.
One day. I mean, hopefully we hoping to get to that point where we could get out of here and hit the road. I mean, again, right before this, we were trying to do, I think, a metal show is a festival that they do. I'm thinking it's in Honduras or Guatemala. I think it's Honduras. And the guys were going to have us come down and headline their show and stuff like that. And it's like, now it's just trying to get all this and waiting for everything to come back to start lining up these shows. And we put in for some festivals up here in I think it's Ohio or something like that. So, you know, we're trying. We're going to start branching out. You know, we just added our new guitarist, Frank Tosi, just joined the band. So we're full strength again. And now it's go out there and kick some butt.
Fair play, man. Fair play. Maybe you paint your face in that death metal and then go to Norway for a couple of seasons. They got plenty of festivals over there.
Yeah, listen. I mean, if we could, like myself and Jorge, we've been scouting and trying to get into a lot of these different festivals and applying and sending emails to the promoters that, you know, we would love to come down. And I guess when you have so many bands, you know, coming in, trying to get to the same spot, it's a raffle. You know, you could roll a basket, pick your name out. But one day, man, hopefully, God willing, before I get to the point where I got to be in a wheelchair, we're going to get out. We're going to try to get out this year. We're really going to work hard and really expand our horizons and get out there and play more and get out, you know, hopefully get a nice tour. If we could get to the UK and Europe, that'd be amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant news. It's been brilliant. Thanks so much, David, for talking to you. Have you got anything to say out there to your fans?
Listen, check us out if you like metal. Positive message, great guitar riffs, some decent vocals.
Well, we don't know about that yet. I heard he's a bit dodgy on someone.
Yeah. You know, check us out. You can go to lostlegacyny.com. You can check out some of our merch and check out our songs and different social medias you can hear us on and so forth.
Thank you so much for the interview, David. And I hope all goes well. Wish you the best of luck with everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
It's been great talking to you.
Oh, same here, brother, man. You know, long live metal.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for having me, man. God bless.
See you, David.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.